Listen to the drum sounds.
You're watching Football Uncut 2025 Final Rankings. The 2025 Youth National Championship presented by Battle.
Know where it's at the 1C with it. Gotta know what to expect. Yo, 1C, yo, that's where everybody be. Hey, 1C. Last year we gave folk the key to the 1C. We gon' be the last one to leave out the 1C. Pull up and I get out here and freeze. Hey, 1C. Can anybody beat Red Breed at the 1C? Voodoo going for a 5P at the 1C. Big zip, solid concrete at the 1C. Battleville coming back to eat, yo, 1C. Bessemer got two different teams in the 1C. Them Buckeyes gon' crush them by the dreams at the 1C. Them beat that cause they got two different teams in the 1C. Them Buckeyes gon' crush them by the dreams at the 1C. Them beat that cause it ain't no in between. Hey, who leaving out of Florida with that ring? Just take the fucking 1C. Shoot them, we got 1C. Politics, generation name.
Thank you, y'all. Thank you.
That's not weight off my shoulders. Honestly, it just put fire beneath my feet. Not weight off my shoulders. Now we understand win the game. And like I told my kids earlier, the same hunger and the same desire that we had to take down to take down Voodoo, a champion. Man, this team's all across the country that's going to work right now to build something to take down them. So now we know, and I've been in this position before. I know what it feels like to be the hunted. We the hunted now, and so I said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. Everybody in the country, come on. We waiting on you.
Hey, and just like that, the biggest games happen here. Coach Rod, you being the champ, nobody else can say they better than y'all or the number one pound for pound in 11U, man. Going forward, are y'all coming back here next year?
Yeah, we coming back. We back to defend our crown next year.
Yeah, right now. Something happened. The ball goes, bounce the wrong way, or fumble. Anything can happen because we have time left.
I can't answer that because it depends on what would happen. Who would make the play for YFN
that might be it.
To make them take the lead?
That might be it. But
so, now, if you ask me for Voodoo, I can better answer that question.
Please tell me who you think or who you would give the MVP for right now.
That man talking to the kids.
You'll give the MVP to Coach Bat. That's what I meant. It's third down. So that's one play, two plays, and they have to.
Yeah, I said they have to get a first down.
They have to get a first down
in order to seal this game, to seal the victory. Coach O out there and his wife Beta.
Coach O, hey man, it's not too many coaches that dedicate themselves to the O line and D line. They said it's a great coach on YFN's offensive and defensive winning to.
All right, good snap, good catch, good kick.
It's away.
Oh, he caught it on the run. He caught it on the run.
If you're able, and right here, look at this. Comes down the sideline. They're trying to get there. 4 misses, and he is down at the 1.
Hey, here we go. Shotgun. Go backside.
And he walks in.
Oh, he beat him with his brains.
Oh
He
my
did not
God.
use his bronze.
Oh my God. Nobody thought that was going to be the way this game ended. They was strategic.
Hey,
They counted it down, right?
22-20.
And then they punted that ball off of here as the 2025 national champion.
Hook and ladder.
And that's what they go with. They get it to LA Mike and get out of
That's
bounds.
game. Ball game.
Ball game.
Down goes Voodoo.
Wow.
Let me get out of here safely.
Wow. Wow. You have to take your hats off to both teams. You have to say congratulations to YFN. What a historic run by Voodoo.
Voodoo has been
South
wrong.
Florida has done what nobody but them thought that they could do. What an amazing, not only. They talk about the big win that they had over Brick City. This is the biggest. Home safe, and they gonna pour it down on South Beach tonight.
Corey,
Yes, sir. Yes,
you
sir.
enjoy hearing yourself talk, don't you?
I don't know. I think I was like predicting stuff right then.
So you Miss
I was-
Cleo little cousin.
No, not Miss Cleo, but I was definitely out there saying a little this, little that.
Well, Corey,
I
hey
had a
man,
little knowledge.
Corey, check this out, man. After probably one of the most competitive youth national championship events we've had in history, because you had so many good games, you had so many upsets, you had a bunch of teams who came in middle of the pack that established themselves as one or two in the country. We are finally here to the realest of the real, the most credible, the most undisputable final national rankings for 2025. Corey Jefferson, man. First off, before we get started, I'm going to take my hat off to you, because I must say, you did a much better job commentating since you didn't have to read anything. Man, great job, man. Great job. Great job week before
Listen,
last.
if it ain't something, it's something. But I will say this, man. I think I came pretty good at accepting the hate. So with that, come on, man. I appreciate that, man. At least you said I did a half good job. You know, everybody in the chat hated me, but at the same time, you know, I loved it. If we was gonna do anything, if we got to do it again next week, I'm there. YNC is one of the best experience, and you get to see a lot of top-notch football. You get to see, look at that. We got the piece of chain medallion. The ring was off the chain. The trophies off the chain. Everything, man. It was a whole experience, man. It's where the best play it. I think the best put it on. And I gotta take my hat off, give you your flowers too, yeah, to put on not only just a good tournament, but the biggest tournament that has the most competition. Because it's a lot of tournaments out there. But when it come down to being the most competition, YNC is top notch, hands down.
Hey,
hands
man,
down.
but more importantly, you got to give a round of applause, man. First, we got to give a round of applause to them babies, because them babies went out there, man, showed that God-given athletic ability, showed what their whole season of hard work and dedication has mounted to, man. And man, these coaches, these teen moms, these parents that are committed to these kids, without a doubt, man, without all of them, the youth national championship is nothing. So before we start talking about final rankings, before we start talking about the number one team in each age division, team of the year, game of the year, things like that, man, I want to give a round of applause, right? Take my hat off to everybody who is devoting their hard-earned money, their hard, their valuable time, you know, the blood, sweat, and tears that go to it, right? I want to go ahead and say, man, you guys deserve it because without y'all, man, these kids wouldn't really be able to shine the way they shining. And
Sure.
hey, man, it's just one of them things, Corey. Now, before we get started on rankings, let me say this, Corey. I'm gonna talk a little shit here for a little bit about the youth national championship. You know what I'm saying?
Pop a little bit. Pop a little
You
bit.
you can say what you want about the platform. You can say you agree with it. You can say you don't agree with it. Maybe you like our cutoff date. Maybe you don't like our cutoff date. Maybe you like how we verify rosters. Maybe you don't. You don't like our referees. Cool. You don't like that most of our teams is from the southeast part of the country rather than the west coast or the northeast or the midwest, right? Cool. But here's one thing that you can't deny. For the fourth year in a row, Corey, a young man has left the youth national championship with a Division One FBS offer directly related to his performance at the Youth National Championship for the fourth year in a
Oh
row,
yeah.
Corey. And
Hey, that's
listen,
big.
man, that speaks volume. That speaks volume.
It really does. It really does. Because what even though people like the accolades of all this stuff, but a lot of these coaches, a lot of these parents are doing this as development, which it should be used for. And one of the things you want to develop for is down the line, getting your kid to get a free education. So not a free education, hard work, hard deserved education.
Can you hear me, Corey?
I can hear you.
All right, so let me go ahead and finish up with what I was saying. So this is the fourth year in a row we've had a kid leave with a FBS Division One offer from a Power Four, Power Five school. Now, what made
Yeah.
this year so special is that we had two players leave with offers from a Power Four FBS Division One school, and that is something, man, that nobody else can say. Direct correlation to playing at the Youth National Championship. You know, um, and again, before we get into these rankings, man, I want to say, ha ha! You can only do that at the YC, bitch. All right, I'm done, Corey. I just had to get that off my chest, man. I had to get that off my chest for a moment.
Okay.
Okay.
Did that feel good?
It did feel good. It feels real good because I get tired of the hate. Like you say, you know how you embrace the hate? I get tired of the hate, man. So it was kind of good to just go on and just be able to flex a little bit, you know, whatever acronym that they go by or that you choose to play in locally, Corey, or nationally. This is the only platform so far for the past 4 years that's doing that. So it just is what it is. All right. Now, let's talk about these top teams in the country. And Corey, you and we was talking about the rankings a little bit earlier today, and you don't necessarily agree with all the rankings, do you? Go on tell the people you don't really
I
agree
mean,
with them.
I'm gonna say it like this. It ain't really that I don't agree. I just, I don't see it the way most people do see it. But the way I see it is, it's a national ranking, local rankings, state rankings, stuff like that. And then people just make up their own stuff, which is okay. So, it ain't really that I agree or disagree. I just, sometimes you got to have a little debate off in there because, it's teams that I think, maybe shouldn't be on there just because tuck and tail, right? Just because tuck and tail. You tuck tail and run, hey, why should you be ranked? I don't care where you go, right? And then at the
I
same time,
mean,
you don't play nationally, then maybe you shouldn't be ranked nationally. So I get that. I get that.
I think you got a few good pointers there, Corey. I mean, I think you have some valid things to talk about, some valid statements right there. I mean, you might be right. You might be right. But at the end of the day, it's got to be about the kids. It's got to be
For
about the
sure.
kids, bro. Uh, oh boy, they say I heard D1 Nation gave out scholarships to ICDC college. Y'all need to stop. Y'all really got to stop, man. Like y'all be tripping. Y'all be tripping, man. All right, so Corey, I'm not finna get involved in that bumfoolery right there. I'm not gonna get involved in that. So, Corey, all right, so we talking about the top teams in the country, 6U through 14U, right? These are the national rankings. Um, let's start with 6U. We talking about the final top 10 teams in the country. Um, oh, am I frozen again, Corey? Am I not frozen again? I don't know if am I frozen? Yeah, it looked like I'm
You're moving to
frozen.
me.
Uh-oh.
Well,
I done
I can hear
froze up.
you. You're talking. You, okay, I don't think he froze. I don't think he froze. He might have froze.
All right, I'm back, Corey.
He definitely froze.
Am I back?
Okay, now you
Yeah,
back.
I'm back, Corey. I'm back. So, all right, so let's talk about the top 10 teams in the country, Corey. Now, we're going to start with 6U. Starting with 6U. Here are your final top 6U teams in the country. Now, again, guys, like I tried to explain, you may not necessarily agree with the methodology behind this, but understand that it makes sense to our board, and this is how we rocking with it. So starting off at number 10, number 10 6U team in the country, Space City out of Houston, Texas. Number 9, the Atlantic Stingrays out of Florida. Number 8, Renegade Coach United out of Texas. Sitting at number 7, Throatwood Darkside. Number 6, Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes. Number 5, Lauderdale Lake Vikings. Number 4, Miami Garden Ravens. Those are the AYF champions right there, right? I had a conversation with that coach, and I'll tell you about it at the end of this, Corey. Sitting at number 3, Atlanta Elite Wolfpack, representing the A. The number 2 6U team in the country, and Corey, let's be honest, right? Even though we from Texas, I think this team really surprised not just us, but a lot of people, and did some really big things on the big stage, raising havoc. And then the
Yeah,
number 1 6U team in the country, and they were number 1 from cover to cover, from the preseason
yeah.
nationals all the way through to the
They
nationals.
that
And from my understanding, they were the number 1 5U at the end of the year last year. The Municipal Raiders, shout out to big state of Alabama, Municipal Raiders with their first YNC national championship in that organization. But here was what I was gonna say, Corey. So I'm gonna show you how live the youth national championship is. So after the young man who's the head coach of the Miami Garden Ravens won their platform, he had to come on over to the YNC to see what the real was, right? What the real was.
Mhm.
And he said, "Man, Clayton, I feel like we should have came over there." And here's what I told him, Corey. I said, "You didn't want to come over here, brother." I said, "When you got your invitation, here's what you did. You went to Dick's. You went straight to the shoe department. You asked them for the latest and greatest in track spikes. You purchased the biggest pair you could, tied them up as tight as you could, and when you got to that parking lot, you ran in a different direction. You didn't want none of this smoke. Because to be able to face what Municipal brings to the table, Corey, and you called their championship game against Havoc, man, that is a big physical team. Wouldn't you agree?"
Nah, physical team, and also well coached, team. Man, on 6U, you kind of didn't. You ain't gonna see a whole lot of flashiness, but that's a well coached team.
Without a doubt.
Well
Without a
coached team.
doubt. So
Yeah.
again, man, shout out to the Municipal Raiders, number 1 6U team in the country. We will see who will be able to step up to do, to try to dethrone them on that 7U level. Corey, you want 7U or since we're talking about 7U, or you want me to rock it out? Because I know you weren't reading.
Now you rock 7U because it's a touchy subject for you. It's a very
All
touchy
right.
subject.
So
So
now
that's
we're going to keep it
7U
rolling.
is yours.
We're going to keep it rolling. All right. So check this out, man. Top 10 7U teams in the country. Sitting at number 10, Lauderdale Lake Vikings. Number 9, New Inslee No Favors out of Alabama. Saw them drop because they couldn't make some things happen, right? But their body work throughout the season still kept them in the top 10. Sitting at number 8, they had a really good showing on their platform at Nationals, the North Philly Blackhawks out of Pennsylvania. Number 7, Oak Cliff 49ers out of Texas. Sitting at number 6, Renegade Coach United out of Texas. Number 5, DMVU Big Army out of Maryland. sitting at number 4, winning the national championship on their platform, the Valley Boys out of California. Sitting at number 3, Throttwood Rams. They also call themselves the Incredibles out of Ohio. Number 2, Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes out of South Florida, and the number 1 7U team in the country. This is and arguably the most dominant team in the country on any age level. Number 1 team from cover to cover, just like Municipal was on 6U, dominated the platform, and they are now 2-time back-to-back youth national champions. GEA represent Atlanta, Georgia, and Corey. You got to give a round of applause to GEA and what they did this year. No matter how much you disagree with these rankings, because I understand, in your opinion, we should have only did top 4 in 7U because you think everybody else wasn't worthy, and you said they ran, right? That's what you told me, right?
That's my exact words. Hey, it was a lot of people
Okay.
with track shoes on this list.
But besides that, we got to give a round of applause for what GEA did, right?
Now, Coach Ken and GEA came out there and put on a show. It didn't matter if it was 14 or 14 teams. I don't think nobody was going to come nowhere near them. Shout out to them. Back to back. Like, it's one thing to come out and win in 6U. It's another thing to show the development and 7U popping out there. Hey, right now, 6U, 7U, I know they coming back for 8U. It's going to be some smoke. It's going to be some smoke, and it goes through GEA, man. Number 1 team in the country, Craig.
Man, and Coach Ken does a phenomenal job, bro. And I never want to discredit any coaching staff and say it's a one-man show, because it's not. But Coach Ken is so involved with every aspect of the game, man. You got to give the dude his flowers. He puts a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into it, man. Last year, he actually had his health on the line when he was there going through the whole process. So, but to watch those guys, man, win that back-to-back title, man, it was something that I think is special. And for those of you that have been around the Youth National Championship, what we just saw teams like Voodoo do has never been done before. So when you talk about a team like GEA, or you talk about a team like Supreme, and now Municipal has the opportunity to start that process and keep winning, man, year after year on the most competitive platform in the country, man, it is something truly, truly special. Now, Corey, let's jump in this 8U. Top 10 teams in the country in 8U.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
Start at number 10. Carolina Bulldogs out of North Carolina. Sitting at number 9, Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes. Number 8, Legacy U out of Ohio. Number 7, Miami Garden Ravens representing South Florida. Sitting at number 6, Lauderdale Lake Vikings. Number 5, DMVU New World Order out of Maryland. Sitting at number 4, Polk County House of Athletes. Number 3, Bessemer Tigers. Sitting at number 2, Southeast Dallas Wolverines. And Corey, before we talk about this back-to-back championship by Supreme, I know you want to talk a little bit about SCD, because this is a team that nobody would have thought was going to make it to the national championship. Right or wrong, Corey?
Hey, not only did nobody think that Bessemer, they've been on my head, right? Because all year I kept telling people that ATL Elite Supreme team, that's not a team you want to sleep on. I kept saying it. And then, I like the way BCU came out and won in the preseason, and I like the way they went throughout the whole season. But I will say this. Right before that game, BCU comes up to me and they say, "Hey, who you got in the championship?" And I tell them, ATL Elite. And they all looking at me, but I think they had their eyes on the big stage, and they didn't look. They overlooked that SCD team, and the SCD popped out, came in, sitting at number 2 now. And the way I see it is, them Texas boys, we got something. We didn't win one, but we got something.
And the best play here, the number
sure.
1 team in the country, back-to-back national champions, Atlanta Elite Supreme, Big Supreme if you're nasty. And Corey, I'm going to give you your flowers on this one, man. You called this one. You called this one from the get-go. You said Supreme was going to repeat. You know, shout out to Coach Kai, right? And the squad. Hey, you definitely said they was going to make it do what it do.
Hey, it was just the way they won 7U, and then everything that went into it, the coaching, the kids, the swag, right?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody want to play.
Yeah.
Oh, come on,
One of the
man.
best dressed teams for sure. One of the best dressed teams
Oh,
for sure.
Hey, and it's all over the place. The coaches, the parents, everybody was all in there. The stands was full, and they came to get that number one place back, and they did, bro. They really did.
Well, one thing is for sure, Corey. They was on your side because every time a Supreme parent saw me, they was on my head about me not picking them to win the championship. They definitely was pro Corey. Hey, Clay, where's Corey at? He up there in the booth. They was like, oh, well, I'm not going to walk up all them stairs to go talk to him, but that's our guy. They was definitely riding with you for sure. You finally established you a fan base, Corey. I'm proud of you.
I mean, listen, if you hate me, you love me, you're a fan, and I appreciate both of them. It's a thought process. It's a thought process, man. Hey, after I got booed, right, it kind of shocked us. Getting booed shocked, right? But after I got booed, I said, man, they know who I am. You can't hate nobody you don't know. So
I'm not going to lie, Corey. Them booing you at the media day might have been the best part of the whole week for me.
Yeah, I would see that for you. I would see that for you. And you take congratulations.
All right, man.
You probably
so we're gonna keep this show rolling. So AG,
let's go.
AG, let's hit him with one of these new commercials, and then when we come back, we're gonna talk about the top 10 9U teams in the country, and then we'll backdoor it with 10 and 11. So Football Uncut, we talking about the number one team in the country when we get back.
Yeah.
Bring y'all ass on. Bring y'all ass on.
Like that. Like that. And leave them out. And leave them out.
We're gonna beat their ass. In their mouth down. Party.
Pieces on my neck that barely call me nothing. Treat these rat like it ain't cause I know they gon' keep coming. All these paper cuts, it hurting my thumb, but I keep thumbing. They don't play with us. Once I ring the alarms, they know they coming. Rari truck, smashing all the lot. Me and cousin, we were hot, but we beat that case. Me and buddy, double cup, pour full of bro. Every time somebody mention us, they shot that up. Every time somebody mention us, them hoes pulling up. That McLaren trunk ain't big enough. They can't fit in there. That too much stuff.
Hey Corey, you see how AG tempting us with that banger when we get to that 11U man, the conversation around that banger. And before we get into 9U, let me address something. I saw a comment on here where somebody said one game saved the whole tournament. If you truly believe that, then you don't know anything about elite youth football, because there were multiple dynamic games out there. Now, you do have one game that drew a lot of attention and a large crowd because of the reputation of both coaching staffs and because of the success that both teams had accumulated. But don't get it twisted. The YNC is still the YNC. All right? You can go on over there to them other platforms and go to sleep by halftime watching them games, or you can come over to the latest and greatest because we always got it jumping. All right, Corey, let's get into this 9U, man. Let's get into this 9U. Top 9U teams in the country. Starting at number 10, Trey Man Elite out of Florida. Sitting at number 9, Oak Cliff Titans out of Texas. Number 8, Midwest Hawks out of Illinois. Shout out to them. They won the national championship on their platform. Sitting at number 7, Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes. Number 6, Space City, representing that H. Number 5, Atlanta Elite, Georgia Power Elite, GPE, sitting at number 5. Number 4, Duval Jaguars. Number 3, Adamsville Tigers out of Alabama. Sitting at number 2, and again, Corey, we talking about a team that a lot of people wasn't talking about coming into the tournament. Lauderdale Lake Vikings, also known as OTP, officially the number 2 team in the country, the YNC national runner-up, and the number 1 9U team in the country. And now we got to call them back-to-back, Corey. And again, coming into the tournament, they was coming off a 3-game losing streak. So nobody was talking about them. They had dropped all the way down to a 7 seed to get into the tournament. But at the end of the day, Corey, hey, they left as the number 1 team in the country. You were talking about my man, Coach Pat, right? We talking about Rare Breeze representing Georgia. Talk to him, Corey.
Hey, so people might not have talk about him, like gave him a path there. I think out of all the champions, returning champions, they had the most work that they had to do in front of them. And not only
I
did they
agree.
do it, they not only did they do it, but they rise to the occasion every single time somebody hit them in the mouth. Big play here, touchdown there. They never faltered, and they came back to that back-to-back. This just show you. People talk about the rankings, and people talk about how this is a setup. How's the team that won last year come in at number 7 and still do that work, though? You got to think about that.
Hey,
and they beat
we
teams
set that up.
that beat them.
We set that up, Corey. We made it to where the national championship game from last year was the first round game this year. We set that up.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Hey, listen.
Man.
Listen.
You know,
it's called a gauntlet for a reason, man. If you get here,
boy, you spitting. You spitting right now.
If you get here, right, you one of those top 8 teams. You got a lot of work ahead of you. Shout out to Rare Breed. They rare. And that was a very rare way they did it. From number 7 to number 1. Hey, it is what it is, man. Uh-oh.
My bad, Corey. Let me put that back on for you. My bad. Hey.
I see it.
Corey, the realest thing you said, brother, is they definitely had the hardest role of any returning champions back to the ring, right? You know, but like I said, man, shout out to those boys, man. Hell of a job. And then only fitting on 10U, everybody knows Rare Breed is the favorite going into 10U. Let's see how this thing shook out. Sitting at number 10 when we're talking about the top 10 10Us in the country, OG Ducks off that West Coast. Sitting at number 9, Maryland Heat. Sitting at number 8, Dallas Elite representing Texas. Number 7, won the championship again on their platform. Can't hack it on our platform, no. Gorilla Mob representing Texas. Sitting at number 6, Bessemer Tigers. Number 5, Lauderdale Lake Vikings. Sitting at number 4, Duval Jaguars. Number 3, and notice, Corey, all 3 teams, top 3 teams in the country, all from the same state. Real Deal Eagles. Now, let's talk about number 2 now. Here's another team who a lot of people didn't think entering this tournament should have even been in the tournament. A lot of people didn't even think they was going to make it to the championship game. Now they are the Youth National Championship national runner-ups. So Icy represent Georgia. And then number 7 for Coach Mark. First championship as Rare Breeds for this group. Number 1 team in the country, Georgia Rare Breeds. Corey, now you and I both know there's been a lot of talk about this national championship game between these two. Some inadvertent whistles, some misholding calls. Like this one actually could. I thought, I'm gonna be honest with you, I thought going into this game, Rare Breed was gonna dominate it. I thought they was gonna win by 3-4 touchdowns, and So Icy definitely shut me up.
Hey, not only did So Icy, I don't want to blame the refs, because you can blame the refs on any game. That inadvertent whistle though on the kick return, that's a tough one. That was a tough one because that gives them an edge. But that takes 6 off the board, right? So those are always the hard ones those are always the hard ones, right? No holding, nothing bad happened on that play. Clean kickoff, right? Kick return. But I will say this: it came down to opportunities. All right. So Icy had so many opportunities to actually take advantage. 4th and 2. You're on the goal. You're on the goal. I mean, 4th and 2 on the goal line. They could have went ahead and got a touchdown. It was so many times that they had stopped Rare Breed. But this is why the game has to be played, because So Icy had opportunities, and Rare Breed withstood every last one of those opportunities. Outside of the inverted whistle, So Icy was right there inside that game, man. It was a great game. Real good game. Everybody was 50-0, 40-0, 30-0, running clock by halftime. The chat was going crazy. It was so rare. And So Icy showed that they supposed to be on that stage with them. This might turn out to be one of those battles where they went back and forth with each other. I'm not saying it is, but I'm saying it might turn out to be one of those battles. If the
Well,
three-time champs went down, and it just didn't
think
look
about
the
this,
same,
Corey.
right?
Think about this, Corey. This wouldn't be the first time we've seen two teams from Georgia be the top two teams in the country year in and year out. Remember, we've seen the Georgia Eagles and Twin City match up. We saw it, 3 years in a row at one point, right? Could this be the first leg of the trilogy with So Icy and Rare Breed? Could So Icy, because here's what's going to happen for So Icy, right? And first off, before I start talking
Yeah,
about this, you got to give your flowers to Coach Mark taking a new team, winning his 7th in a row youth national championship with a third different team. He is definitely,
yeah,
if we're doing a Mount Rushmore of youth national champion coaches, he definitely
yeah,
he's definitely up there. He
yeah.
definitely, it's gonna take a little bit longer to get all the dreads when you're trying to chisel them in, but he in there, right? But
Yeah,
here's what you might get with So Icy. So just for all the success that the Rare Breeds have, a lot of people dislike Mark and the Rare Breeds. So now all of those people that dislike Mark and the Rare Breeds, they finna all load up at So Icy because they figure So Icy got the best opportunity, the best chance to knock them off. So it's gonna be interesting to watch how this thing unfolds. It's gonna be so interesting to watch how this thing unfolds, man. But
yeah. I really,
I think it
I'm
was
I'm
the
really excited
perfect. It
about
was the
this.
perfect pregame. It was the perfect pregame to that final game that night, man. It was an excellent game, and that's why
Yeah,
I say don't talk to me about one game saving the tournament because the game here was a banger.
yeah, no, and I think this is like I said, I think this started something here, right? I think Coach Kyle and Coach and and uh and Rare Breed, they both are gonna be running back and forth with each other. I loved it. I really did. I didn't see no back down from either one of them, and that's what you need when it comes to it, man. So, hey, shout out to So Icy. Everybody was against him, man. That was my dark horse, and they did what they were supposed to do, man.
Hey Corey,
I
they got
think
a
you
youth
know
at
how they
Dolores
play.
shirt for you next year.
Man, nah, don't do that because you know what I'm saying. I don't do them 2.5 push-ups like I used to. You know what I'm saying? So I might need a adult extra large.
They say they leave it. Corey, they gonna make you Cal. Let me tell you this, bro. You don't want to make Corey on your staff. His team went 1-7 this year. I don't know if you
But
add him to your staff as go. We
hey,
don't need to talk about
hey,
that.
hey, I'm gonna be honest with you, right? Go ahead and put me on there, bro. That 1-7 is done. I ain't never doing that again. That's against my religion. I'm out of it. I'm out of it. Against my religion.
Oh, hey, you done went from 1-7 to a national runner-up, huh? You in there?
Hey, hey, sign me up, man. If he don't give me a So
All right,
Icy
so
shirt, I'm gonna
Corey,
get my own So Icy.
let's roll over
1-7
to
is down.
11U. Now, this is the age Voodoo in the mix for 6. I'll be the first one to tell you. I was on the cover of anything that you want to put me on yelling Voodoo in the mix for 6. Even with YFN being such a strong team, in my eyes, I'm like, man, what nobody finna beat Voodoo? Well, guys, here's how the final top 10 rankings have ended up on 11U. Sitting at number 10,
Ooh,
Southfield Falcons out of Michigan. Sitting at number 9, Legacy U out of Ohio. Number 8, with their track shoes on, the Orlando Outlaws out of Florida. Sitting at number 7, the Winslow Elite Boys out of New Jersey, who had a really good national run on their platform. Sitting at number 6, Mac Dolphins, representing North Carolina. Sitting at number 5, Walk 'em Down Gang out of Georgia. Number 4, Bugatti, Lauderdale Lakes Vikings. Sitting at number 3, Southeast Dallas Wolverines, representing Texas. For the first time since they have been 6 years old, Voodoo is not the number 1 team in the country at the end of the season. Sitting at number 2, Fayette County Voodoo, representing Georgia. And the new number 1 11U team in the country, the 2025 YNC National Champions, YFN, Miami Garden Ravens. And Corey, when I tell you this might have been, first off, this was definitely the game of the year. And it might have been the youth football game of the century. Now, I want to give you an opportunity to really breathe on this because, man, you got to watch it. You got to watch it from beginning to end from the booth. You was able to call the game. I watched it from a different angle and a different point of view, but I want to give you an opportunity to breathe on it before I really get into it.
So first and foremost, you're right. One of the greatest games ever. Instant classic. Instant. Like if you wasn't sitting in this game, you was and watching, you kind of missed a lot. I will say this though, and if you look at what I said on 9U, right? I mean on 10U, we're so icy. It was a game of opportunities. It was a game that, hey, it came down to who can make the best out of what they had. And man, when I say YFN was just there, everything bounced right, rolled right for them. It was a great game. It was a great game. There's a lot of heads up things that people were saying after the fact, right? As the game was going on, I said the ball can bounce anyway, that anything can happen. Like the game wasn't iced. You know what I'm saying? Like, you up 2 touchdowns with a minute and something seconds left. Guess what happened? The game is iced. You up 6 points. You up not even 6 points. You up 4 points. Whew, it's a lot that can happen, man. And it was one of the best games, I think, that youth football, everybody needed to see that game. If you ain't seen it, it's on our live. It's on the page. Go back and watch it. Even if you want to skim through it, man, the game was amazing. It was a real good game. Hard-fought game. Well-coached game on both sides.
Well, I can tell you this, man. It's got to start from the entry. First off, as you walk into Village Park in Wellington, the air had got so thick. The air got so thick just from the tension and the excitement that people had built up. You watch the entrances come in, and YFN comes in with Lucci, and they really just set that thing off. And all of South Florida, all the kids, all the parents, they run over there and really just support those guys on in like they should. And then after that, then you got Voodoo Tech coming on in there, and they Virginia Tech get ups with the motorcycle with the speakers blaring, and everybody from Atlanta, all the little kids, all the parents run over there and really support them, like they should. The atmosphere, Corey, was insane, and I know you was in the booth, but I just walked around with the camera while the kids were warming up after we did the roster verification checks from one last time. And I just filmed all the way around, Corey, walking down the sideline and just going from the Atlanta sideline to the South Florida sideline to the MGM area where they do all the MGM type deals to the South Florida sideline onto the stands, man. And I'm talking about people. You had a section from Texas that was over there watching games. You had a section from Orlando that was watching the game. You had a section from North Carolina that was watching the game. You had a section from Ohio that was there watching the game. It was so many people there watching the game. It was second to none. The closest thing to it
Facts.
since I have been over this youth national championship since we started this, man, would be years ago when Coach P had had the team from Atlanta came and played Rod Max Purple Machine, and it was the atmosphere was electric. That's when we used to have the national championships at St. Thomas Aquinas. But to watch this game go back and forth, man, from the sideline was poetry in motion, especially at the youth level, because you saw great coaching on both sidelines. You saw adjustment on both sidelines. You saw passion on both sidelines, right? You saw kids giving it a all and selling it out on both sidelines because they wanted to leave there with this thing right here. They wanted to leave with being the number one 11U team in the country. Voodoo wanted to leave as a six-time YNC national champion, something that had never been done before, right? YFN wanted to leave as the guys that represented South Florida, that really put South Florida back on the map, because it's Atlanta and some other areas have really been dominating the youth national championship for the past 4 or 5 years, right? And to watch that game come down to the end. So I'm standing under the end zone, Corey. Voodoo has the ball. And I said to myself, I said, if they get this first down, the game is over with. But if they don't get this first down,
One time out.
YFN is too explosive to only give them 50 yards with a little less than a minute left, right? So as they call the timeouts, I'm listening, right? And when that punter punted the ball, the moment he took his first step before he kicked it, I said to myself, he's kicking the ball in the wrong direction. Because I've been watching Voodoo for years. I always know Bat wants them to punt to his sideline. If you watch the video, and again, I'm standing in the end zone so I can see the angle, you see all of the special teams guys go to the right, and that ball goes to the left. But here is what makes it special. Even if the ball goes to the left and falls on the
He was
ground,
blocking it.
we still might have a different type of game. Number 3 said, man, I'm finna make this play. He ran across the field, brother, and shoestring picked that thing up before it hit the ground. When he caught that ball, Corey, the young man was at full speed. When he caught that ball, I said to myself, "This is what I said." It was an old saying from one of my receiver coaches in high school. When he caught it, and you could ask Ricky, he was standing next to me. I said, "Ooh, shit, y'all." I had to say it because I knew when he caught that ball, it was something special that was about to happen, man. And then obviously the young man got all the way down there to the end. Now, I do understand there was some controversy on whether if he fumbled, whether if it was a touchback, whether he was down. I believe from looking at the instant replay myself, I believe the officials got it right. I believe the officials got it right. And then ultimately, YFN was able to make one more play than Voodoo to win it at the end, brother. And it was one of those games where I could say this, Corey. If the youth national championship was to never have another event going forward, that's the event I want people to remember us for. Where you have the absolutely undisputed two best teams in the country, going head to head for the number one title, which is the youth national championship. And it all comes down to the very end of the game. You can't ask for it no better play than that. You can't ask for it for no better way than that, Corey.
So not only couldn't you ask for it, but you couldn't have wrote this. Remember, people saying that this is staged. This is staged. This is all staged. The YNC champions have an advantage, all kinds of stuff, right? I'm going to say this, man. Only people that really believe what was going to happen that night was YFN coaches and those players. And the whole reason I say that is because you got 40 seconds left in the game. 40 seconds left in the game. You don't have the ball. You have no timeouts. What are you sitting back there thinking, actually? Like they got to play defense. And what they did do, and what I will give YFN big hats to, that defense, when it needed to show up, showed up. everybody and their mama gonna tell you one thing about Voodoo. They gonna play their best football at the end of the game. They like closers, right? You put them out there, they're gonna close the game. And this is one game they left it in. I think one of the weaker part of their facets, right? Because you gotta win on all three facets, and I think that's one of them that's kind of weaker, right? The punting the ball, because in my mind, and I, I said this on the live. What would you do? I didn't even think they should punt the ball, just because not only
Well,
is three.
you got to remember this, Corey. There's three aspects to every game. There's three phases to every game. Any good coach will tell you
Yeah,
that. Offense, defense, and special teams, right? And the offense put up enough points to win. The defense had, at that point, done enough to win. But special teams, it kind of sold you short right there at the end, right? But you have to remember this as well, too, Corey. What's done is done. YFN is the number one team in the country. Voodoo had the most
that's all.
historic championship run in youth football history. Can't nobody dispute that. They have been the number one team in the country at 6U, 7U, 8U, 9U, 10U, and most of, or basically 95% of 11U. 95%. Nobody in the world can argue that because they've played on the most competitive platform. They didn't tuck tail and run to other platforms, right? But here's what you have to say. What's going to happen next year? And hold on, Corey. That was supposed to be Voodoo's last ride. I don't think they're coming back as a 12U. And they had said this at the beginning of the season and before the tournament even began. Now I'm hearing Red Breed's finna put a 12U together. Then you got to go with DEA always has a dominant 12U. And then, of course, the defending champs, YFN. You interviewed
They
Coach
say they
Rob
coming
Mack at the
back.
end. He say, I want all the smoke. He said, I want all the smoke. Bring it to me. Who all are going to put teams together to think that they can challenge that monster that's at YFN right now? Now, here's what YFN has to manage, and Rod Mack has a lot of experience with doing this, and he's done it in the past, so I'm not too worried about it. But do the egos get caught up? You know what I'm saying? Does somebody think their kid is too valuable for the team and not showing enough love, so they take him somewhere else? And as you know, role players are just as valuable as superstars. So I think it'll be interesting. I think it'll be interesting to watch how this whole thing rolls out, Corey. But I will say this, brother, before we roll over to 12U. By far, the most competitive
Instant
championship game we had this year. By
Instant
far.
classic.
Hats off to
Instant
both
classic.
of them, man. Hats off to YFN. Great job, guys. Hats off to Voodoo. Your legend will be around for many, many years. So,
Yeah,
all right, Corey.
I mean, come on,
So
man.
listen.
All these years, only lost one game. One of the greatest franchises ever.
Absolutely.
12U.
Let's roll on to this 12U, man. Top 10 12U teams in the country. Starting at number 10. Ohio Dogs Elite. Represent what state, Corey? Ohio. There you go. Number 9. Royal Palm, representing Florida. Sitting at number 8, Down South Elite, representing Florida. Number 7, Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes, representing Florida. Number 6, West Orlando Jaguars, representing Florida. And number 5, Miami Garden Ravens, representing Florida. Sitting at number 4, OG Ducks. Number 3, the North Philly Blackhawks, who won their platform and beat the OG Ducks in the process. That's how they was able to kind of jump up in there. Sitting at number 2, DEA, Dragon Elite Academy, and sitting at number 1, your YNC national champions, the Georgia Eagles. Now, before we go any further, and I'll let you talk about that championship game, Corey, I will say this, right? I will say this. There were a lot of things said on social media. There were a lot of things put out there after the fact about Georgia Eagles, DEA, yada, yada, yada. Let me tell you guys this, man. These babies played on the field, and these babies won it on the field, and we have to respect that. With that being said, Corey, Man, I want your take on this game because this is a game that you and I both walked into and said, DEA finna dominate this game. And Georgia Eagles, they had something else on their chest.
Yeah, hey, not only did they have something else, and I spoke about this when you're just talking about it. I tell every, I would, hey, listen, when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I said DEA, this is their age group. This is where they show. But the Georgia Eagles has been in this mix, going against Twin City. So they understood it. This age group has been doing it. It was going to take enough to knock them off. And what I did see, and what most people I think didn't really catch, was how they use personnel. And that D line, right? Everybody talked about the D line of DEA, but that D line, if I could have gave out an MVP to multiple people, it would have been the D line of Georgia Eagles. Man, they really played ball. They got after them. They was making tackles. The linebackers barely had to do anything. That's how in the running game and the passing game they was on them. Mike Jr. didn't have a whole bunch of time back there. And you just saw how the game just slowly but surely, Georgia Eagles just came to dominate, man. Last year's MVP, right? Let me just say this, because most people want to talk about, how kids be unselfish. You talked about that. What happens when you get these egos and people start to, you know what I'm saying? Can they keep it around? The MVP of last year was playing tackle, defensive end.
Yep.
The year before,
He did what he needed to
defensive
do to
end,
help his team win. Yes.
wide receiver. Man, when I saw that, I said, you know what? They bought in and they want to win this thing by any means necessary. Patrick probably could have went to another team and been the starting wide receiver, right? He could have went out there. He actually caught an extra point at the tight end position. So with that being said, man, Georgia Eagles showed that even though they wasn't the top team, but they've been around. They won it before. So they just got back to where they supposed to be, man. And they did what they were supposed to do. Georgia Eagles, number 112U. It was a good game.
I thought it was an excellent game, man. And the reason I thought it was an excellent game, because for me, it was a game that surprised a bunch of people, and it surprised me. Now, I do wonder if we play that game a little bit later in the day, if it's a different outcome, but it may not have been, man. Because what I saw a DEA team that had been so dominant all year, but on that day, the Georgia Eagles came with fire. They came with a purpose. They came to get some respect that they felt like was taken from them in the preseason in Alabama. And a lot of times, man, you have, as a coach, one of your most important things, right, is finding out what motivates your kids and how to press your kids' buttons to get them to do what you want to do, right? It doesn't matter how good of a coach I am, Corey. It don't matter if I have the best offensive, defensive, special team scheme in the country. It don't matter how well I make adjustments. It don't matter how well I know X's and O's. If I cannot motivate my kids to give me their best, if I can't motivate my kids to give me their A game in crucial moments when we need it, then I'm just a guy that knows a lot about football, right? And the reason I'm saying all this is I think Coach James and his staff did an excellent job of getting those kids to give him their A game when they needed it most. And I think that was the difference between the two teams, right? I don't think DEA played their best game of the season. I know without a doubt the
Yeah.
Georgia Eagles played their best game of the season. And in my eyes, Corey,
Lights
that
out.
was the difference. That's why we're looking at the Georgia Eagles as the number 112U team in the country.
Hey, without a doubt, they won at the biggest stage. It's the YNC, man. Yeah, hey, I can give you a title, but you got to come here to earn it. Hands down.
All right, so let's roll to 13U. Now, Corey, starting with 13U, number 10, Southfield Falcons out of Michigan. Sitting at number 9, the Liberty City Warriors out of Florida. Number 8, NTB Dynasty out of Missouri. Sitting at number 7, the Benson Bruins out of Washington. Sitting at number 6, Rare Breeds out of Georgia. Number 5, Watkins Hornets out of the D.C. area. Sitting at number 4, OG Ducks out of California. Number 3, Down South Elite out of Florida. Number 2, defending YMC national champion for the past 2 years. And on 13U, they finally take the L. And this is a team that's beat them 3 times this year. Big Zip, Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes, and the number 1 13U team in the country from cover to cover, because they won preseason nationals, dominated the entire season, and now wins the national championship. The AK boys out of Florida. Shout out, man. Shout out to my man, Coach Shaw. Shout out to Coach Bernard, right? And here's the crazy part, man. I ain't told this story to many people, but last year, after, because Coach Shaw, he's with the Osceola Cowboys, right? So the reason you got AK is the Osceola Cowboys and the Alpha Dogs combined. That's why they came with the AK, right? Last year, I run into Coach Shaw at the McDonald's as I'm picking up breakfast for the staff, and he's there with a couple of the boys eating. And he comes up to me, and they had just lost, I believe, to Big Zip, or they lost to somebody in 12U. He comes up to me, man. He shakes my hand. He thanks me for the opportunity. And he looks me in my eye. He says, Coach, I think I finally know what I need to do. I know what needs to be done. I have the blueprint. We will be back next year and we will win it. Now, Corey, people tell me this all the time, right? So I thank them for coming. You know, I appreciate you supporting the brand, supporting the platform. You're always welcome. You know, put your team together, come back. Hey, man, that motherfucker did that. He went found the squad, the blueprint. I don't know where he got it from. I don't know if he got it out of a Cracker Jack box. I don't know if he talked to Chat GBT. I don't know where he got it from. But he came and did exactly what he told me he was going to do, man. Them AK boys look good, Corey. What you think?
Man, you know, people were saying how the AK boys was missing this and missing that. They don't have a quarterback. What I saw was a team where everybody, we talk about this. Football is the greatest sport in my eyes because it takes a team to win. And offense and defense.
Yes, sir.
Number
Preach, brother.
4,
Preach.
Hey, none of them left the field, man. They came there to win, and that's what they did. I think it was the most put together team when it comes to like sound and how they played defensively. Because defensively, they had a lot of work that they had to put on for them. And they played, I mean, defensively, they really showed out. Offensively, hey, they did what they were supposed to do. The coach said, and what we gonna do again? He's like, everybody know. And what we gonna do again? Run the ball. And guess what they did? They ran that ball like it was nobody business, man. It really looked like old school football. How hard they ran, running downhill. I mean, every run looked like if they missed a tackle, they was gone, right? So,
but here's the
they
thing:
was out there,
they
man.
they
It was
ran
a great team.
They ran and blocked with a purpose, Corey. They ran and blocked with a
Yeah.
purpose. If you watch them boys in the trenches and you watch that player get that direct snap, the way he coming downhill to hurt some people. He not coming down here to look for a hole. Hey, this is where I'm going. If the hole ain't there, I'm finna make it a hole. You know, and sometimes, and to your point, that's what makes football the greatest sport in the world. It's a team sport, but not just a team sport. Sometimes you just got to say, my nuts is bigger than yours.
Hey,
You can't do that in every
come
sport.
on now.
This is a sport where you
Nah.
can say, hey, man, my nuts is bigger than yours. And I'm finna show you. So, man, shout out to the AK boys. Fabulous season. And Corey, let's wrap it up. Our last ranking for the year. We talking about ending with the 14U. So now, guys, as you know,
The big boy.
14U is not as plentiful as some of the age groups. So we only did a top 5 this year, right? So here are our top 5 14Us in the country. Sitting at number 5, Tom's River Warriors out of New Jersey. Motor City Jags out of Michigan. Number 3, Vegas Strong out of Nevada. Number 2, OG Ducks out of California. And the number 1 14U team in the country, the OC Buckeyes, for the 3rd year in a row on the YNC platform, man. Corey, I'm going to be honest with you. And before everybody log off, I'm gonna talk to y'all about some things we're gonna do a little bit different going forward, right? But if y'all log off, y'all just gonna have to see it in the Facebook comments. But Corey, what do we have to do, man, to get 14U more exciting again? Remember when 14U used to be? I remember when the OG Ducks and the Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes would play each other on 14U, and it brought out a crowd like the Voodoo and YFN game. Now, man, you tell somebody they come to the gate, you tell them it's a 14U game, they turn around and leave. They don't even want to pay admission. Like, talk to me, Corey. What do we have to do?
So first of all, I think is last of a dying breed, man. At 14U, we got kids starting in high school. All right.
Yeah.
At 14U, you got kids that are out there earning D1 scholarships, right? So I think the lack of a better word is gonna have to take, if we want this to be something, it's gonna take kids, parents, and also maybe one or two people to just say, you know what, this age group might not be an age group anymore. You know, like in Texas, they play
to your
high
point,
school.
Corey. To your point, Corey, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. 14U group is something that we're really gonna have to think about going forward. But I will tell you what's coming new to the YNC in 2026. Everybody put it out here now. In 2026, the Youth National Championship will have 5U tackle. 5U tackle at preseason, 5U tackle at national rankings all year, 5U tackle at showcase events, and 5U tackle at the Youth National Championship next December. So start planning for it now. And we talking about 11-man 5U tackle. We ain't talking about that 8-on-8. So if you're in a league where on 5U, y'all play 8-man, right? Get with your league directors now and tell them you want to change that thing over to 11-man. We talking about big boy football, 5U tackle, 11-man. Hey, it's going down next year in the Youth National Championship. And here's another one. I'm going to go ahead and give y'all the dates right now for preseason nationals so y'all can start planning for them. Let me pull up my, as your boy would say, Corey, let me pull out my Palm Pilots. So preseason nationals next year. I'm going to give y'all the dates right now. We are going boom, 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 boom. We're going July 30th through August 2nd. July 30th through August 2nd. That is the date for preseason nationals. Now, looking at 3 different cities. So when I lock in the venue, I'll let you know the actual city. But these are the 3 cities I'm looking at. I'm looking at Houston, Texas. I'm looking at Atlanta, Georgia. Or I'm looking at Alabama again. I ain't gonna tell you which city in Alabama because there's some haters out there. They may try to go lock up all the fields in the town that I'm thinking about, and we won't be able to get it. So those are the 3 cities that I'm looking at right now: Houston, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia, or a spot in Alabama. Once we have the venue locked in, boom, you'll see me, Corey, AG, K. Cole, the whole YNC squad putting the information out, and you guys will be able to go ahead and get your travel arrangements ready. So now, here's the question, right? Here's the question. Where y'all want to see it at? Would you rather Houston? Would you rather Atlanta? Would you rather Alabama? Somebody let me know. Somebody let me know where y'all want to see it at. What's your vote, Corey?
I'm gonna say ATL, Georgia. I mean, listen.
You want to go to Georgia?
Listen.
This is the 10th year, Corey.
Georgia,
this
baby.
Gonna be the 10th year anniversary. 10th year anniversary.
Georgia. Hey, listen. Everybody say football. That's the football best place. Georgia. Hey, listen. I've been to Atlanta and I've been to watch football in Atlanta, bruh. It's crazy. I'm a Texas boy through and through. So if you put us in Houston, you know I'm ready for it. Alabama didn't show a whole lot of love, but I say Georgia, man. Let's go on down there, Atlanta, and just be at Waffle House every day. It's a Waffle House around the corner, every corner.
Hey, brother, one thing you know about me, if we in the A, I'm gonna be at Waffle House breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and the after hours.
Yep, and
What's stupid? So yeah, man.
That boy there. That's gonna be
That boy.
that's
So
fire
listen,
right there.
brother.
We gotta
Hey,
get dates.
so those are your national rankings, folks, man. I would say this, man. It's been a memorable 2025 at the Youth National Championship. We're gonna make it even better, man. Shout out to AG and Sandra, who handles all of our video production. Shout out to K Code Sports, who handles all of our graphic designing, rankings, flyers. Shout out to our battle media team that handles all our videos and photos. Shout out to my man Corey Jefferson, who not only is he on Football Uncut, does all our commentary. Shout out to my man Kiva for helping out. You know what I mean? What your heart be like. Shout out to my man Panther. He gets in there and does his rank up thing, man. Shout out to all those who are part of the movement because listen, and I mean this wholeheartedly, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. Youth National Championship. We see y'all in 2026.
You're watching Football Uncut 2025 Final Rankings. The 2025 Youth National Championship presented by Battle.
You know where it's at the YC with it. Gotta know what to expect. Yo, YC, yo, that's where everybody be. Hey, YC, last year we gave the folk the key to the YC. We gon' be the last one to leave out the YC. Pull up and I get out here and freeze. Hey, YC, can anybody beat Real Breed at the YC? Voodoo going for a 5P at the YC. Big Zip, solid concrete at the YC. Adamsville coming back to eat, yo, YC. Bessemer got two different teams in the YC. Them Buckeyes gon' crush them by the dreams at the YC. Them be that cause they got two different teams in the YC. Them Buckeyes gon' crush them by the dreams at the YC. Them be that cause it ain't no in between. Hey, who leaving out of Florida with their ring? Just take them back to YC. We at YC. Gotta test the generation nigga.
Thank you, nigga. Thank you.
That's not weight off my shoulders. Honestly, it just put fire beneath my feet. Not weight off my shoulders. Now we understand win the game. And like I told my kids earlier, the same hunger and the same desire that we had to take down to take down Voodoo, a champion. Man, this team's all across the country that's going to work right now to build something to take down them. So now we know, and I've been in this position before. I know what it feels like to be the hunted. We the hunted now, and so I said it before and I'm gonna say it again. Everybody in the country, come on. We waiting on you.
Hey, and just like that, the biggest games happen here. Coach Rod, you being the champ, nobody else can say they better than y'all or the number one pound for pound in 11U, man. Going forward, are y'all coming back here next year?
Yeah, we coming back. We back to defend our crown next year.
Game?
Yeah, right now. Something happened. The ball goes, bounce the wrong way, or fumble. Anything can happen because we have time left.
I can't answer that because it depends on what would happen. Who would make the play for YFN
That might be it.
to make them take the lead?
That might be it. But
Now, if you ask me for Voodoo, I can better answer that question.
please tell me who you think or who you would give the MVP for right now.
That man talking to the kids.
you'll give the MVP to Coach Bat. That's what I meant. You know it's third down. So that's one play, 2 plays, and they have to.
Yeah, I said they have to get a first down.
They have to get a first down
in order to seal this game, to seal the victory. Coach O out there and his wife Beta.
Coach O, hey man, it's not too many coaches that dedicate themselves to the O line and D line. They said it's a great coach on why Finn's offensive and defensive winning to.
All right, good snap, good catch, good kick.
It's away.
Oh, he caught it on the run. He caught it on the run.
If you're able, and right here, look at this. Comes down the sideline. They're trying to get there. 4 misses, and he is down at the 1.
Hey, here we go. Shotgun. Oh, go backside.
And he walks in.
Oh, he beat him with his brains.
Oh,
he did not use his bronze.
Oh, my God. Nobody thought that was going to be the way this game ended. They were strategic.
Hey.
They counted it down, right?
22-20.
And then they punted that ball off of here as the 2025 national champion.
Hook and ladder.
And that's what they go with. They get it to LA Mike and get out of bounds.
Ball game.
Ball game.
Down goes Voodoo.
Wow.
Let me get out of here safe.
Wow. You have to take your hats off to both teams. You have to say congratulations to YFN. What a historic run by Voodoo.
Voodoo has been dethroned.
Florida has done what nobody but them thought that they could do. What an amazing, not only. They talk about the big win that they had over Brick City. This is the biggest. Home safe, and they gonna point it down on South Beach tonight.